Guys, welcome back to another episode of Fly or Die Fridays. I'm your host, Vern founder of Grpfly and Grpfly Creative. We were a guest recently on a podcast. We're gonna take you behind the scenes of that. Also, I wanna tell you about an upcoming drop that we got coming at the end of the month. Y'all ready? Let's go, Fly or Die. Listen, today we're gonna talk about telling the whole story, and we got to do just that with Mike Hearn from This Is Oklahoma. Listen, this podcast was incredible. I can't wait for y'all to check it out.
Okay, so take to that moment, right? Everything goes nuts. You blowing up. Literally, like, everything is going crazy, and you get to that point that you think, wow, we've made it. Right? You have $200,000 in the bank, and like, what happens after that? Like, what year is this? What happens next? Like,
I mean, I think there's a lot. There's a lot of different things that happen next. So we begin to, like, just expand. So like we got our own in-house production. I brought on some of my homies, and like nobody knew what we were doing, but we were having a good time doing it. But we just began to we got into a national retail Zoomies. Shout out to my boy Dakota if you're watching. He helped us get in there. That was a crazy story how we got into that. But just begin to learn the business, and some of it was carnage, some of it was like, man, this is really cool getting these big POs. And through that is when also we began to kind of like develop, we started doing like side projects with other entities and businesses. It's so tempting to only show your highlights. You have no idea how much more inspirational it can be to share your failures than just merely flexing your wins. We did this whole lineup, cost us $80,000, sold it to a couple stores. And in the cycle, once once you put that investment on, like, you sell it, then you go into production, that's a whole nother deal. And so when we went to production, we didn't have, we had somebody guarantee the money for production. Yeah. So I spent all that money thinking that, okay, cool, I sold it to the stores. Now it's time to produce. Now I need to get this other investment. Yeah. When it was time for that, the investment kind of fell through because it's like the economy went down. So basically I lost $80,000. So think about how many t-shirts you can make for $80,000.
That's a lot of t-shirts.
That's a lot of t-shirts, my brother.
That's a lot of t-shirts.
It's a part of the game, And so we recouped, and then that's when I had my first shop downtown. That lasted a couple of months, and then I had somebody approach me about expanding. Here I am back on a plane, back to LA, back to New York, buying from my new shop. And that thing blew up. And so just, really in 2015, I went from having like possibly 2 locations, fully kitted out, with my dream brands, to like nothing. Yeah. And so, and that's when you're faced with, do I keep on fighting for this dream, or should I just go get a gig and quit? So like,
get a marketing job somewhere.
So I'm literally in my garage, bro. Just thinking of what I'm gonna do. What do I know? I know t-shirts, I know apparel. So I just begin to call people. Hey, you need t-shirts made? Hey, you need somebody to design something? And slowly but surely, we started like what we know today as Grpfly Creative. Our conversation was amazing, man. I found myself talking about some memories that I wasn't fond of, but that was really hard. But I'm super glad I did. Growth is hard, so don't be ashamed of your setbacks. Listen, Grpfly is living proof of that. For the full podcast, follow the rad folks at This Is Oklahoma. Guys, we got a new drop coming soon. Guys, stay tuned into the Instagram. You know how we do. New hats, new merch, some new heat coming soon. On this episode, we took you behind the scenes of our appearance on the podcast, This Is Oklahoma. Guys, make sure you subscribe to that podcast. Great things happening over there. Also, we talked about, not only celebrating our wins, but talking about those setbacks, because those setbacks propel us to success. And also, don't forget, at the end of the month, we got a dope drop coming. We got promo codes on the website. Make sure you go check it out. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. cram that like button, comment, do all of that. Follow us on all of our socials, GRPFLY. And listen, God is giving you everything you need to succeed right now. Again, I'm Vern Dees. I'm out for another episode of Fly Die Friday. Peace.